New York City has some big problems, like dealing with housing costs and climate change. And somehow, though, we never seem to get very far in fixing those issues.
But a local professor has an idea that he thinks can help both of these problems. Make Manhattan bigger.
That's right. Professor Jason Barr, an urban economist at Rutgers, Newark, wants to expand the island of Manhattan. Professor, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Sure, thanks. It's great to be here.
We hear that, Professor, and we think, what the heck is this guy talking about, right? So what's going on here? What's the plan?
Well, the plan is to think big, to expand through landfill the island of Manhattan south into the harbor in order to serve two goals. One is to protect lower Manhattan from storm surges and flooding using modern technology and coastal protection methods and things like that. At the same time, why not create a new neighborhood with new housing and produce thousands of new units and create a new neighborhood and help keep New York City vibrant in the 21st century?
Yeah,
so
we were just
that's the plan.
Yeah, we were just looking at a map that you actually came up with, and you call that new area New Manhattan, which is the Native American word for Manhattan. So can you tell us what exactly the boundaries are? I mean, north, south, east, west, what are those boundaries?
I mean, you can see from the map, the idea would be to sort of begin on the east side, by the Manhattan Bridge, and then run all the way up, actually north past Battery Park City, and then down into the harbor, past, through Brooklyn, close to Red Hook and so forth. I mean, the idea is basically, I use the model of the Upper West Side. I think that's a great, dense, urban, mixed-use neighborhood. And so the idea was, if we're going to think about creating, sort of landfill and a new neighborhood into the city, why not recreate one of Manhattan's most successful neighborhoods?
Yeah.
So that was the idea.
Forgive me for not knowing the engineering behind this all. Has there ever been a project of this task to literally build upon an island? It looks like it's more than a mile, right?
Well, it's about 1,700. Yeah, actually, it's a good question. It's about 1,760 acres. So it's about 10 or 15% bigger than the Upper West Side, which is Community District 107. So, I mean, around the world, to be honest, this kind of thing is being done all the time. And Hong Kong is probably the city that offers the closest model for this. I mean, they have created thousands and thousands of acres in Harbor to create housing and new neighborhoods. So we can look around the world for models. Lower Manhattan has never expanded this big, but the Lower Manhattan that we know today is roughly about 50% bigger than what it was about 300 years ago.
But what about, the issues with flooding? I mean, you talk about Lower Manhattan. You saw what happened with Hurricane Ida. I mean, how would you save that part of Lower Manhattan from flooding that we saw like that?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first of all, Battery Park City during Hurricane Superstorm Sandy was largely spared. I mean, and part of the idea is that when you create this new land, you create it, number one, at a higher elevation, and you use flood mitigation strategies, such as wetlands and, again, higher elevations, and there are all kinds of strategies and techniques you can do to protect the land itself, especially at a higher elevation. You can do slopes along the shoreline and so forth. So,
people have a lot of dreams. They have a lot of plans. What's the cost here, right? Because this cannot be cheap. No.
So I'm not going to start going into fine-grained numbers, but I will say this.
No, give me a ballpark.
I would say, let's say, several billion, tens of billions of dollars. I will say. So probably, maybe 30 billion or something like this, just to create the land.
Right. So,
however, once you create the land, you are creating real estate, and as we all know, New York City real estate is some of the most valuable real estate on the planet. So it's not just about the costs. It's about creating something that has value, economic value.
Yeah.
So
but here's the thing about New York. We want things done fast. So, you know, they're going to want immediate gratification here in this city. How long would it take for this to actually happen?
Our lifetime, or?
Well, okay, well, all right. So, how long could it take if we were saying let's do this now? I mean, obviously, it would probably take at the fastest at least a decade. Could take obviously, it could take 2 decades. But I would say if you were going to ask me what is the fastest we could do this, it would probably be 10 to 15 years.
Right.
Wow.
Realistically.
It's about the time it took to build the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. So.
And look how well that's doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Professor Jason Barr, Rutgers, Newark, this is a fascinating idea, and I'm sure you're going to be talking more about it, maybe pitch it to some politicians who will need to fund the project, right? So
Sure.
we'll chat with you in the future about it, but fascinating idea.
All right, great.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here.
All right.